Come on, come on. Phew, friends, it was a dangerous situation. You have a specific action plan in front of you if you want to multiply your balance by tens. Let's dive in and start earning. There are several points to consider regarding risk management and strategy. We will discuss all of this in detail now. First, you need to answer one question. What is your balance, or how much are you willing to risk in the process of increasing your deposit? For the sake of the experiment, my balance is $47. Clearly, this amount means absolutely nothing to me. I am not afraid to lose it. So depending on your expectations, whether you want to increase your balance quickly or safely, you choose a certain risk per trade. When you have it $10, it's clear that we cannot distribute our balance very carefully as we would with larger amounts. Therefore, my risk on the first trade will be maximal, meaning I will effectively have no room for error. Since I won't have room for error today, I will stick to trend trading methods, while we will cover counter trend trading in future videos. I have prepared just 3 tools for you: levels, moving averages, and the Bollinger Bands indicator, which we'll use for trading today. You can combine any 2 tools. I have written clear and specific conditions for entering trades for each tool. So let's add to moving averages line for now. So what we do, we go to the moving average, double click here, type 11, choose the type EMA, and for the second indicator, set the period to 56. Also selecting the EMA type. In the styles, we will change it to a bit so that we can distinguish between these 2 lines. To trade using these 2 indicators, we need to find a long-term trend change. There is a big difference between when you have a lot of crossings. Right now, we don't have that now, and there is a significant difference when the market is in sideways movement between the upper and lower levels. Our task is to find either a prolonged downward or upward movement and wait for a trend change from downwards to upward or vice versa. As I mentioned, the first trade is the riskiest. It should be the most confident one. So now I've been looking at the situation for a while, taking a risk, and I'm opening a trade for a decrease. Let me explain why. According to our strategy, we need to first find any trend change, but the trend must be long. Look at the chart. We had a long upward trend that you see right now, and specifically at this point, it's changed to downward, meaning there was no confirmation of the trend change. And at this point, next, I ensure no horizontal levels interfere with us. This is also a very important fact. Most importantly, we should not have any reversal candlestick patterns that hinder us. On the contrary, patterns help us if they signal that the price will continue moving in our direction. That's a very relevant point that works for all strategies. Let me show you something. Here we have formed a candlestick with a very long upper shadow. This indicates that a seller has emerged in the market. The price did not go beyond this level, which is advantageous for us because sellers will push the price lower, down to the green level. The green level did not appear here by chance. It was previously a resistance level, but now serves as support for us. It is below my entry point, so it is advantageous for me for the price to move down. This is also a key moment in my strategy. It's crucial that no horizontal levels interfere with you. So if the level were right here, close to my trade, I would understand that the trade has a greater probability of, for example, bouncing off this support level. However, that is not happening since the level is below and the price can only react to this level. Therefore, a pair of candles has formed down and my balance has nearly doubled. For now, I will continue to adhere to the risk management strategy I wrote down. Ultimately, I will be able to reduce the trade amount to 25 to 50%, but for now, my balance is still very small. Until I reach the next goal, I am forced to open trades with relatively high risk. Now, friends, an important point, listen to me carefully. Some of you might want to trade in this situation because you see the crossing and the same candles with long shadows. It seems everything is telling us to trade downwards. But if you look at the plan and return to it, you may find what I already mentioned. When the market is in sideways movement between two levels, you should not trade at all because there are many false crossings. The same applies to this situation because we have both a level below and level above, meaning there is no trend change happening here. Therefore, in this case, trading with this strategy is not relevant. So guys, there's an interesting situation here that I'm also enduring my entire balance for an upward trade. Look, we are at a resistance level. Unfortunately, at the moment I opened this currency pair, the price was already at this resistance level, and I didn't risk opening trades upwards despite the crossing we had and everything indicating that the trend had now changed to upward. If we open our plan, I have repeatedly said that any factors, including levels that hinder us of reversal candlestick patterns, all slow down our trend. So trading in this case is not allowed. Therefore, what I did was wait for a correction to occur. As you can see, during this wave of growth, we also had corrections. So there was a correction, then growth again, another correction, more growth, and now another correction. I hope that now our chart will continue moving toward this resistance level. There's nothing complicated about it. We have a candle formed with a shadow below, which also refers to candlestick patterns. The most important thing is that they do not hinder us. And if it's a candlestick pattern that indicates a continuation of the trend in our direction, then that's good. And we open the trade confidently. So now we just need to wait for the result. Well then, guys, we continue trading. I have already reduced the trade amount downwards, as you might have noticed, because according to the further plan, if we expand this list that will be published on the Telegram channel, we must start lowering risks even if your balance is at least $100. I already consider it absolutely unreasonable to risk your entire balance. Even if you really want money quickly, 50% is the maximum you should allow yourself. Otherwise, you risk ending up with nothing at all. Now I am using a strategy based on levels. Is the same picture, but you can flip it because we are currently in a downward movement. We have a horizontal level that we broke through and are now testing before further decline. This is a typical model, plus our trend is confirmed as downward. If we talk about our moving average indicators, so everything here indicates that our trend will continue. I remind you that I will publish this document in my Telegram channel. I recently had a session here and I made a very good profit. Let's open some trades. Here are the trades from the last session. You could have copied all of them manually or automatically. You can also connect to my account through social trading and copy my trades. So the link to this channel and my personal contact is in the description. Go ahead and subscribe. In this case, we are almost finished with the trade. Actually, for the next few trades, I will leave minimal comments. So my next trade is open. Everything is very simple here. The market was in a long trend, but after it consolidated and slightly paused, our trend changed from upward to downward. There are no horizontal levels that hinder me because the only level is down here. So everything is strictly according to the plan. We wait for the result. Friends, look at this wonderful situation. I think I will take a little risk and open a trade without waiting for a pullback. Here's how it looks schematically. Very simple. It doesn't necessarily have to be sideways movement. The most important thing is the presence of any level. It's breakout, retest, and continuation of movement. That is what we see right now. Learn to notice these iterations on the chart because they constantly repeat and always bring you profit if you spot them. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Phew, friends, it was a dangerous situation. But at the last seconds, the market started to rise and we made a profit here too. It's also a very simple situation, the same breakout, retest, and continuation of downward movement. We discussed something similar recently regarding the level trading strategy. So, friends, we almost made 17 times our balance. I'm showing you this so you can see that this is my real balance. $790, literally from some $50 that we started trading with around 2 p.m. Look, all trades closed in a row. Everything is clear thanks to my checklist. So subscribe to the Telegram channel to follow this trading plan. Like this video and we will see you in the next video.